Hey YouTube, I'm Jess. Welcome to a new video. I received some new makeup from Merit for springtime and I really am so excited to try out this new blush that they sent me. It's called Stockholm and it's this beautiful like baby pink color and I feel like it's so spring appropriate, and even though it's literally snowing outside right now, spring is coming. Spring is on the way. So I wanted to do a look today that was inspired by this beautiful baby pink blush. I'm gonna be shopping my stash and using some of my favorite products and using some products that I haven't used in a really long time as well. And we're just gonna hang out and get ready together. So if you want to see how we go from this to this, then just keep watching this video. So you guys know I love the Merit cream blush formula. I have a bunch of different colors. I've given one to my mom and she really loves hers too. So when I saw they had new shades, I was really excited to get to try one of them out. So as I mentioned, I do want to do my look inspired by this shade today. I am, however, going to start with the complexion, and I'm going to use my Merit complexion stick today. I love this product, you guys. I've been using this for, I think it's been a year, maybe a year and a half, 2 years at this point, and I absolutely love this product. It does such an amazing job of providing coverage, eliminating redness, but still feeling really lightweight and looking like skin. Sometimes I've been using it more like a concealer and covering up small little patches on my face on days where I really just don't feel like putting on a ton of makeup. And sometimes I use it like how I'm using it today as more of an all-over foundation. Today I'm using the shade Cream. And Merit actually did something amazing with this product. Now when you purchase it, you get more product than you used to, but they kept the price the same. So they increased the amount of product that you get, but they didn't charge you more, which I feel like is literally unheard of. And I can't even imagine how that makes sense as a business to do, but they did it. And I just think that that is so cool. I really love Merit as a brand. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you guys will know that. I think it's especially good for people who don't wear a lot of makeup and just like more of that natural, no makeup type of look. Like if you are really into like the clean beauty look, you're just looking for kind of a pick-me-up, but you don't want to look like you're wearing a ton of makeup or like you don't want to do anything too full glam, then Merit products are perfect for that. I actually have a full video all about Merit, about them as a company, about the safety of the ingredients that they use in their products and all of that kind of stuff. So I'll link it across the top here and in the description box down below if you guys are interested in that, if you missed that and you want to learn more about them as a brand in general. They do free shipping over $40. And whenever you make your first order from them, they send you this amazing little makeup bag. Isn't this the cutest thing you've ever seen? It literally ties like this. And they send you this for free, you guys, when you do your first order. I just love it. Like, it's so cute. What a great brand. So there we go. There is how that foundation is looking, you guys. You can see like my skin is still glowing. It doesn't look like I have makeup on or like I have foundation on, but it's done such a good job of covering up my acne scars, the redness in my skin. I find it quite long wearing as well. And yeah, it's one of my favorite foundations at the moment. Okay, so my sleep has not been great lately, which means I have these dark under eyes to contend with today. So I'm gonna go in with the Becca Under Eye Color Corrector. I've had this product for years and I go through periods of using it like every day and then periods where I totally forget that I have it and I forget to use it. I think that probably coincides with how bad my dark circles are and if I'm really noticing them or not. But yeah, you can see I've used quite a bit of this guy. I feel like maybe we're getting close to expiration on it as well, so I would love to use up as much of it as I can before I need to buy a fresh one, because it's definitely something that I would repurchase. Look at the difference. It's amazing. For concealer today, I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Radiant Concealer. This concealer is a medium coverage concealer, and so because I'm wearing the Merit foundation, which is more of a natural finish, it's not super full coverage. I don't want to have a super full coverage concealer because it's just going to be like very obvious where the concealer is sitting on my face. So I'm going to use a little bit of this underneath my eyes. I don't need a ton of product because I've gone in with the Becca concealer. I'm also going to use a little bit of this on some areas where I have a tiny bit of acne just popping through from underneath the foundation and I just want a little bit of extra coverage there. Look at the difference between my eyelid and my under eye. Before I used those two products, my under eye looked exactly the same color that my eyelid here looks. And like, look at the difference. It's literally amazing. Nothing new here. I'm going to set my under eyes with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finishing Powder. And then without dipping my brush back into the palette, I'm just going to use whatever product is left on the brush and run that through the center of my face first, and then the rest of my face as well, to help set all of those cream products. Before we switch over to eyes, I'm going to do a little bit of bronzing slash contouring. And to do that, I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Contour Wand. This is actually a Merit brush that I use all the time as well to blend out my cream products. It's the perfect density, and if you're gentle with it, it won't move around the base underneath too badly either. Let's take a little break from the complexion and work on the eyes a little bit. I'm going to prime my lids with the Laura Mercier eye base. So I was just going through my eyeshadow palettes and trying to figure out what kind of eye look I wanted to do to go with this blush. So the base of the blush is quite blue, but if I swatch blue-based eyeshadows up against it, like I was kind of thinking of using this Rose Quartz palette from Huda Beauty, which is really cool toned. I just feel like the tones are a little bit off in here. These are so cool toned, it almost makes this one look a little bit peachy and warm, and I really want to pull the cool tones out of here. So I think what I'm gonna do instead is go with more of a golden eye look and then play with pink on my lips and on my cheeks. So I think what I'm gonna actually use instead is my Natasha Denona Metropolis palette. I think this is probably my favorite palette out of all the palettes that I own. I hardly reach for it anymore because I have so many palettes that are newer that I've been feeling like I need to use more often, you know? So this one has kind of made its way to the back of my must-use pile, and I'm excited to get it back out and use it today. So I'm gonna play around with some of the gold tones in here and just create kind of a soft, sparkly, golden eye look. So I'm gonna start with a big, fluffy brush, and I'm gonna go into kind of the only transition shade that's in this palette, which is this one right here. And I'm gonna put this all over my eyelid, and then also blend it up into the crease and up above the crease as well. The quality of these shadows I feel like is just unparalleled. I've never tried eyeshadows from any other brand or in any other palette that are as good as the ones in here, including other Natasha Denona palettes. I have a couple of the mid-size Natasha Denona palettes. Although I love the shadows in those palettes as well, I just find them a little bit drier. I think she really does have the best quality shadows that she's really known for in these bigger panned palettes. And I really just want to keep the look kind of simple, so I think I'm just going to use one more color. I'm trying to decide like what would look best with this blush, and I'm looking at kind of the sparkly gold shades in here, and I think I'm gonna go with this guy right here, the one right underneath the color that we just used. And I'm gonna put that on my finger and kind of tap it on all the way across my lid from the inner corner to the outer corner. And then just kind of drag it out on the outer edge as well. Going back in with my fluffy brush just to blend out the edges. I feel like spring makeup is really light and soft and fresh, so I just don't want the eyes to feel too heavy. So I think I'm gonna leave that there for now, but I do want to add just a little bit of something to my lower lash line as well. And I would like just a little bit more definition down there, so I think I'm gonna just take this brown color in the palette here on my little flat definer brush and run that underneath the lower lash line. I only took that about 3/4 of the way across. I stopped right here. And I think just for funsies, instead of doing like a liquid liner or a gel liner on top, I'll just add a little bit of that brown color along my lash line on the top too. And kind of do the same thing. I'm only gonna take it 3/4 of the way across. And then, of course, we have to kind of flick it out on the outside edge here a little bit. Because your girl loves a winged liner. Okay, I'm thinking that's all I want to do for eyeshadow. I do also want to add a nude liner to my waterline, so I'm going to do that with the Charlotte Tilbury Eye Cheat to help brighten up the eyes even more. I'm going to put lashes on today, guys. I'm feeling like it's a special occasion. I haven't filmed a sit-down beauty video in a few weeks, so I'm feeling like I want to go all out. So I'm gonna really quickly throw on a coat of the Merit Tubing Mascara and then pop on some of these Ardell 811 lashes, and we'll come back to finish off the face. All right, lashes are on. You can still see the glue here. We're just gonna let that dry and then we can readjust them if we need to. I cut off a fair bit from each lash. I just find these, what are they, 811s? Like too long on the outer corners. So I basically just cut off the whole outer corner and we have like 3/4 of a lash on here. All right, so I want to fill in my brows really quickly. I'm gonna use a little bit of pencil and then we'll do a tinted gel and of course my ABH Brow Freeze. The pencil that I'm using is the Charlotte Tilbury Brow Lift. This color I think is too dark when I have my hair as light as it is now, so I try not to use too much of it. But these days I am liking my brows just a little bit more filled in than I've been doing them kind of over the last year or so. So the pencil is really nice for that. Did anybody else watch the Last of Us season finale last night? I'm not gonna give any spoilers away, but something about that show, I feel like it's over in like 2 seconds. Like you start watching it and then 2 seconds later it's over. I guess that's just because you're so into it the whole time. But I feel like the second last episode was actually kind of the finale, and then the finale episode, like, I don't know, it seemed almost unnecessary. Like it could have all been added to the end of the second last episode. Like it was a little bit superfluous, but I don't know. I really enjoyed certain episodes of that show, and then other episodes I don't know. They didn't really do it for me. I don't know if I've ever watched a show like that before where I'm like in love at some weeks and then after other weeks couldn't be bothered, you know? So I'm just going in with the ABH Brow Freeze now, and I'm actually quite liking the way my brows look, so I think I'm just gonna leave them there. I was gonna go in with a little bit of the Glossier Brow Gel as well, but I think those are good the way they are. Okay, so we've arrived at the main event, as it were. I'm gonna go in with the Merit blush now so that I can match my lipstick to it. My favorite way to apply this is just to rub a little bit on the back of my hand and then go in with a brush and then tap it into the skin. This is my first time actually trying this on my face. I just love the texture and consistency of these blushes. They're quite sheer, so you can really build up the pigmentation to the level that you want it to be at. And they have a little bit of dew to them, but they're not super glowy like a highlighter. I just think they're kind of the perfect cream blush formula, especially for a more natural look. Beautiful. What a beautiful color. It just looks like I'm naturally flushing from within. So I'm just gonna leave it there for now, and we can add a little bit more if I feel like I need it after I put my lipstick on. I typically like to do my blush last so I can tell how much more color I need in my face once my lip color is on. But before we move to lips, I do just want to add a little bit of highlight to my cheekbones as well. Normally I would do this before my blush, but I just wanted to show you guys the finish of the blush on its own without any highlight underneath. For highlighter, I'm going to use the Auric Glowless. I'm literally just going to like squeeze out a tiny little bit onto my finger and just tap a tiny bit onto the tops of my cheekbones. I might add a little bit up here as well, just for fun. I'm sticking with cream for all of my base products today. I've got the cream blush, cream highlight, and cream bronzer. Here we go, just for that little bit of subtle extra glow. So for lips, thinking spring, thinking like pink, I have a certain lipstick in mind. So the color that I'm thinking to use is from Charlotte Tilbury, and it's called Sexy Sienna. It looks like this. That's what it looks like right there. I'm gonna actually put a little swatch of the blush on my hand too, just to see how they compare. It's definitely more like peachy, which I feel like is kind of fun. This blush is really interesting. I definitely thought it was quite cool toned, but as I hold it up to more cool toned things, it's pulling more cool, like with the eyeshadows. And then when I put it next to this peachy lip, it's looking a little bit more peachy than blue based. So I just feel like it's very versatile and could be used kind of whatever undertone you're going with. But I also have this lipstick from Charlotte Tilbury, which is Live It Up, which is way more of that blue based pink, which was kind of the vibe that I was going for today. See, all of a sudden it makes that middle blush color look way more cool toned. Isn't that so interesting? I think I might go with the Live It Up. I was planning to do this one, but I really want to play with the cool tones today, so let's go with Live It Up. For a lip liner, I'm going to use Demure from Annabelle. Ideally, I would use Pillow Talk from Charlotte Tilbury, but it's not sitting here on my desk, so I must have it in a purse somewhere. So this one will work perfectly fine as well. And then I'm gonna go in with the lipstick. So because this lip is not as like bright and colorful as I was expecting that my lipstick would be, I am gonna go in with just a little bit more of this blush. We're gonna go right on, and I think I kind of want to bring it here as well, just to really emphasize the blush, because it's kind of the feature of the day. And then last but not least, I'm gonna set everything. Really important to use a long wear setting spray if you're doing a look like this that is so cream heavy, because creams are so much less long wearing than powder products. So adding a product like the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray is really just gonna help extend the longevity of your makeup by quite a bit. And there we have it, you guys. There is the finished look, a light and fresh, spring-inspired makeup look. I'm gonna have all the products that I talked about linked down in the description box below. If you guys do decide to pick up anything from the Merit website, please use my link to shop. It helps me out a lot with the brand. It shows them that they are not sending me products in vain. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really had fun filming it with you today, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.